All right, so some of the ladies on my stage have really struggled with motherhood in a serious way. And I know we hear motherhood like, oh, my baby, it smells so good. Even the poop smells great. And, you know, it's just so perfect. But a lot of mothers have this problem. A lot of them do, but they don't say anything. So first of all, I just want to give you guys a round of applause for being honest enough to say this, because there's so many people feeling it. And you're going to help a lot of mothers. Right now, you're helping a lot of mothers that are seeing themselves in you, and I'm sure there's some in the audience even here today, not just the ones watching at home. So Heather, you're the one that said that sometimes you think about throwing your baby on the ground and hearing the head crack.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I applaud you for being honest, but at the same time, it sounds scary.
Yes, ma'am. It really is. I mean, you know, when I first had my son, you know, I expected to have all these feelings just rush over me. And it didn't happen. You know, everybody told me, oh, you're just going to love your son. And I do love my son, don't get me wrong. But I get so frustrated with him sometimes. I know that sounds mean, but it's just something
what does he do that starts making you think that in your head? Is it when he's going goo goo gaga, or is it when he's crying?
It's when he's crying,
Okay.
when he doesn't want to eat, or he doesn't want to latch on right. You know, it's when he just makes me so angry that I have to walk away from him. And,
have you told anybody about this?
I haven't told my fiance because I'm afraid of what he'll think of me.
You think maybe that you would hurt your baby?
Yeah, and I'm afraid that he might think I'm going to hurt him and call somebody or try and take him from me. You know, something like that.
Do you ever resent your son?
No, I mean, yeah, I kind of, but it's not a true resentment because I love him and I'll always love him and there's always something special about it. But yeah,
like a
sometimes I
love-hate.
just want to leave.
Yeah. Well, here all day to help these ladies is my panel of parenting pros. We have gynecologist and friend of the Tyra Show, Dr. Donica Moore. We have Nell Gibbon, she's a therapist who specializes in postpartum depression, and Jill Spivak, psychotherapist for the website momlogic.com. So, Nell, you specialize in postpartum depression. That's what's going on with Heather? Because it seems like an extreme version of it.
Yeah, and I think that first I just want to say how brave you all are for coming on today to talk about this, because the part of postpartum depression that you're talking about is what we now call postpartum OCD. So we use postpartum depression as an umbrella word, but then underneath that you can have postpartum general anxiety or postpartum obsessive compulsive thinking, which is the intrusive thoughts that come out of nowhere, and the feelings that you're going to hurt your child.
How many women go through that have babies? What percentage?
Well, 80% of women will go through something called the baby blues, and that usually resolves itself out of the first month. That's just the general crying from the hormonal kind of surge going through your body after giving birth. But we think now 15 to 20% go through postpartum depression or anxiety. And I say 15 to 20%, but again, that's people who are actually coming forward.
So that means there's a lot of silent moms.
There's a lot of silent moms.
Watching today.
Yeah.
What are the signs? Are there specific signs?
Yeah, definitely the signs, you know, the intrusive thoughts about hurting your child, crying all the time, lack of sleep, change of appetite, not feeling any kind of connection with the baby. Having panic attacks is another thing that a lot of women suffer from when they're going through postpartum depression.
Okay. Why are you crying now?
It just makes me feel like I'm such a bad mom when I say all this, you know, out loud. I've been keeping it in since my son was born, and my son's 3 months old now. You know, and I've kept it pretty much to myself. I've only told my sister. And I just feel like I'm such a bad mom, so it makes me want to cry.
One thing is, I know you told your sister, and she said that she's had similar thoughts, right?
Yeah, she just told me that it would go away. She said it would go away by the time he was 2 months old, but he's 3 months, and I'm still having these thoughts.
And it's still here. It's still here. Well, you're in the right place.
Yeah.
You're in the right place to be having these thoughts, and thank God you called us to be able to get some help, and you're going to get some help at the end of the show on what to do. And now, I know that you treat people, women that are going through postpartum. What do you do in that treatment?
Well, first of all, with the women who are experiencing symptoms, you've got to get help. There's no reason not to. Treatments are available to people. They're available online if you don't have a lot of money. A huge online community. Postpartum Support International has a wonderful website that you can get onto. You can click on your state and you can find a coordinator in every state in America to help guide you to find a therapist. So you do talk therapy, medication is options, and also support groups are crucial. Find other women who are suffering with what you're suffering with, and they'll teach you that you can get through it, you can recover and survive, and find all the joy that you thought you were going to when you became a mom.
Heather, we feel like your story was very, very severe, probably the most severe out of all the ladies, and Nell has agreed to follow up with you to give you some therapy and some help and some advice on how to deal through this whole thing. Okay? And, but of course, she's not going to be the only one. We're also going to be helping all of the mothers here today with some therapy and some personal advice on how to get past this and to start bonding with the babies, the beautiful little bundles of joy that you guys have.